the leading United Nations platform on artificial intelligence. Organized by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Agency for Digital Technologies, in partnership with over 50 UN agencies, and co-convened with Switzerland. The mission of AI for Good is to unlock AI's potential to serve humanity. As a multi-stakeholder platform, AI for Good advances solutions, standards, and skills. In today's AI for Good event, we are counting on you to use the live video wall feature to ask questions and post comments to help create an engaging session. Boost your AI skills and elevate your career with the AI for Good Discovery Badge. Receive verified digital credentials that recognize your engagement in cutting-edge sessions, exploring how AI is being used to tackle global challenges. To see if a session is eligible, look for the blue badge banner on the right side of the video interface that activates at the end of each live session. Share your badge on LinkedIn and across your professional profiles, and check the AI for Good events webpage for upcoming eligible online sessions. Discovery Badge sessions are part of the AI Skills Coalition, ITU's global initiative to strengthen credible AI learning pathways and expand access to high-quality, trustworthy AI knowledge worldwide. We encourage you to stay until the end to chat, connect, ask questions, and network with our distinguished facilitators and world-class AI experts in the neural network. It is now time to kick off the session and welcome our first speaker. The floor.
Yeah, so thank you, Anna. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from me as well. I am Guilherme Martinez Roura from the International Telecommunication Union, and I would like to welcome you all for joining today's AI for Good Innovation Factory live pitching session, Top Startups Leveraging AI to Improve Learning and Upskilling, organized by the ITU as part of the AI for Good Innovation Factory series. The AI for Good Innovation Factory is a program launched in 2020 by the International Telecommunication Union, the United Nations Specialized Agency for Digital Technologies, under the flagship initiative AI for Good. It is the leading UN-based pitching and accelerator platform that helps startups grow and scale their innovative solutions for global impact and to address global challenges. And today's Innovation Factory brings together 5 AI-powered edtech startups that will showcase breakthrough technologies addressing some of the humanity's biggest challenges. Each year, hundreds of startups apply to take part in our monthly online or in-person pitching competitions, and these sessions highlight startups from all around the world, as well as through specialized events focused on specific regions or sectors such as agriculture, climate, energy, or education, like the session today. And the winner of today's AI for Good Innovation Factory session will be invited to the grand finale at the AI for Global Summit in Geneva from the 7th to the 10th of July 2026 to compete for a top prize of $20,000. And without further ado, I would like to give the floor to our very experienced moderator today. So his name is Brandon Andrews, and he's co-founder at Gauche. Welcome, Brandon, and the floor is all yours.
Thanks so much, Guillaume, and welcome everyone to another AI for Good Innovation Factory pitch session. We're so excited because these businesses are striking at the heart of one of the biggest conversations about artificial intelligence and machine learning technology. How will AI impact education? How will AI impact jobs? And how will AI impact our future in terms of how we live, work, and learn? These businesses are using AI technology to assist with upskilling, with building job skills, and with educating so that we can be prepared for the AI of today and, of course, for our global future. Very excited to hear pitches from these businesses. We have a very distinguished panel of judges who will be judging these pitches. And again, these judges have a very big decision to make because the winner of this competition today will go on to the grand finale at the AI for Good Global Summit in Geneva, Switzerland. So I'll begin by introducing our judges. I'll then go over quick rules for the competition today, and then we'll get right into the pitches. So first up, let me introduce our first judge, Malvika Bhagwat, partner and head of outcomes at OWL Ventures. Thank you so much for joining us today. Second, Lubin Pampalov, partner at GSV Ventures and co-founder and partner at GSV Asset Management. Lubin, thank you so much for joining us and for bringing your significant experience. And third, we have Shafika Isaacs, Chief of Section for Technology and AI in Education at UNESCO. So thank you again to our judges for joining us today. Judges, before we get started, would love to give you a quick second in case you have any advice or encouragement to give our businesses before the competition starts. While you're thinking about that, let me go over our quick rules. So we'll have 5 entrepreneurs pitching today. The pitches will be in alphabetical order based on the name of the business. Each business will have 5 minutes to pitch. So I'll invite each person to the stage. I will say, give us your name, the name of your business, and then you can take it away with your pitch. Your time will start as soon as you start speaking. After that, we'll have 5 minutes of judge questions so our judges can get answers to anything that they have on their mind. Now, before we get started with the competition, judges, any quick advice or encouragement to give to these businesses before we get started?
Happy to
And if
jump in.
nothing, yeah, go ahead, Muffy.
I was just gonna say, assume we know nothing and walk us through it step by step. I think that's super helpful. And whatever you don't cover, I'm sure we'll cover in questions. I know 5 minutes is short and feels intense, and so I'm sure we'll get to everything that we need to get to between the questions and the pitch. And good luck. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Great advice. Great advice. Always important to make sure that you share as much information as you can that's targeted to the audience. And of course, making sure that you are able to answer judge questions and keeping the answers to the judge questions as short as possible to make sure that we can get through as many of those as possible as well. Okay, so now that we've heard from our judges, let's move on to our pitches. Our first business to pitch in this AI for Good live pitching session will be Cherry Pot. Cherry Pot, come on camera and bring up your presentation, and then we'll get ready to hear you pitch. Okay.
Hello.
We can see that. Great, great, great. Okay, so just give us your name, the name of your business, and then you can go right into the pitch. Again, when you start talking, we'll start the clock.
Great. Hi, thank you for the introduction. I'm Minji Cha, co-founder of CherryPod. So CherryPod is an AI math teaching assistant that gives every student real-time process-level feedback on how they solve the problem. So last year we were there in Geneva for AI for Good, and we were proud to be selected as a winning case for the Innovate for Impact education sector. And also we are the first and only Korean company selected for GSV Cup as well. So AI is reshaping every industry, and the more powerful AI becomes, the more essential mathematical thinking becomes. But lots of children worldwide are failing to reach minimum math proficiency. And at the same time, teachers are burning out, spending extra hours a week on grading and giving feedback to the students. This is a global SDG challenge, and quality education requires both better tools and sustainable teacher support. So we came up with the idea of CherryPod, which can solve these problems for both students and teachers. So with CherryPod, students can get immediate process level feedback. Students can solve the problem with their devices or even on the paper. And after uploading or scanning their solution, students can receive line by line feedback. And also for the teachers, we automatically create grading criteria and detect how students solve the problem. We also provide personalized follow-up questions and dashboard for the teachers. All AI models in CherryPod are developed in-house, and we are not using external API. So this is what process level feedback looks like in practice. So when students upload their solution line by line, we recognize their handwritten equations and also provide step-by-step feedback. So we can highlight their solutions line by line, which means correct and incorrect, and we give them the feedback instead of the direct answer to make sure that students can get to the answer by themselves. And as a school-proven product, we wanted to let teachers to keep their workflow. So teachers can assign tasks on paper as they always have and scan and upload them into our system. So we are supporting paper-based grading for the teachers. So this indicates the various ways to solve the math problem. So everyone knows that single math problem could be solved in various ways. So we detect the method that students have applied to solve the problem and give partial credits out of 10 for each steps of students' reasoning. And for the content, our math engine generates unlimited problem variations from any source, including the teachers and materials. So every element from formulas, diagrams, and graphs can be transformed by AI. So we support teachers with easier lesson preparation. Based on our experiments with real classroom, we saw that students achieve 17 percentage point achievement boost, and teachers can save 10 hours per week with the grading and lesson preparation. So we are different from question banks that only tells you whether you're right or wrong. And we are also different from homework helpers because they are encouraging cheating for the students. And private tutoring is expensive and unscalable. But CherryPod is the only solution that always delivers process level feedback for students. And we also always provide personalized curriculum. And we also help teacher as well by helping them with the grading work and lesson preparation so that they can save time. Our business model is subscription-based model. So our pricing varies on how much AI features that students can access. And we are also doing some customization development for institutions with large-scale implementation. We have achieved 5 times revenue growth from 2023 to 2024, reaching $450K US, and we turned profitable. We are also trusted by 200 institutions worldwide with new partnerships built last year, including AI for Good. Our founding team brings together the math expertise, AI engineering, and education in edtech operations. And we are backed by Naver, which is Korea's #1 tech company. Yeah, thank you for listening. I would be happy to take your questions.
Well, thank you so much for that first pitch. What a great pitch and what a great business. I love the fact that you've not only built this AI-powered solution, but you've built it in a way that integrates directly with the learning process today, so students as well as teachers are benefiting. Now that we've heard this first pitch, we'll have 5 minutes of questions from our judges. So judges, if you want to come off camera or come on camera or raise your hands. I see Shafika has a question here. So Shafika, I'll turn it over to you for the first question and we'll move forward from there. Take it away.
Sure. Thank you so much, Brandon. And apologies, my camera is encouraging everyone to do yoga because it's this way. So apologies for that. And I can't solve it right now. So I wanted to say congratulations. I think this is a really an excellent pitch. What worked for me is where you've explained, and I'm a pedagogue, I'm an educationist, so I'm going to ask mainly education related questions around learning, right? Learning of mathematics. But what worked for me is how you differentiated your products relative to others. And that you commented on something that we're all struggling with, and that is the learning process, and especially in mathematical learning and the development of mathematical understanding. One of the things that we have found is that it is precisely in the step-by-step response to where the learner's at, where the application misses the boat. And that is because the mathematical reasoning is not really informed by the pedagogy that sits behind mathematical learning. And so the question that I have for you is, to what extent you've engaged with math teaching specialists, and who is your target audience exactly, in which geography? Would this also be in Korea, where the market is quite saturated? And so that was a related question, because in Korea there are many possibilities, and wanted to know how you engaged with pedagogues, people who understand mathematical learning and particular problems that learners have that many of the applications are not getting to. So they get high scores, but they're not learning. Yeah, so would like to hear your response. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you for your question. So actually, our target audience is more for middle school and high school students, because since for the problems that requires complicated problem solving process, that is what we can do the best compared to other learning platforms. And for the geographical audience, we started from Korean public schools, but we are also working with Korean private like tutoring centers, like institutions. And we are also live in the US with public schools, and also with the parents and individual users as B2C. So we are supporting various curriculums right now, including Korean and US national and international school curriculums. So now we are expanding the supported curriculum. But we were focusing on the US market last year. But for the long-term goal, we want to expand the supported curriculum to even Africa or other countries as well, to solve the problem about the gap between the countries about math learning. And for the pedagogical things, we have worked with lots of schools and also school teachers. So we are always open to hear some feedbacks from the real teachers who are in the real classroom environment, to always develop new features that might help teachers in the real classroom.
Great. Lubin, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Minji, for the nice presentation. One question, just in terms of differentiation, and I believe there is a few other players, including Snorco, including Magma Math in the US. Can you talk a little bit more about how you think you guys differentiate, and where are your strengths against the competition?
Yeah, so after the development of LLM models, we saw lots of products using AI features. But our product was live in the market even before the LLM models, which means that we have some time to collect our own data set with real students and real teachers. And our AI models are based on our own data set. So we believe that our AI models are more specialized in real classroom data set. And also for the companies that you've just mentioned, the Snorkel and Magma, we are targeting more like the higher grade students. So we don't really have the cute like characters in our platform, but we are more focused on the educational value that we can give to the students, including the analyzation of problem-solving process.
Okay, that's all the time we have for our judge questions. Again, Cherry Pot, thank you so much for kicking us off with a great pitch, and thanks for your responses to the questions. Our next business will be Efewe, and then we will have Globe Doc on deck. So, Efewe, if you want to come on camera and bring up your presentation, we're looking forward to your pitch. Great, great. We can see that. Okay, when you're ready, just give us your name, the name of the business, and we'll start the clock.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I don't know if you can see my slide and if you can see me.
Yes, we can see you.
Awesome. My name is Chidi Wogu, and I am co-founder and chief technology officer at Efewe. Sometime in 2024, I joined a Netherlands-based edtech company as academic director to expand their programs across Africa. And we quickly were faced with one major challenge, and that is over 50% of applicants did not own a laptop because it cost more than a year's household income. Of those that we could onboard, 30% struggled to stay in virtual classes due to unstable and expensive internet. Out of 80 students that were enrolled, only 6 graduated. Learning to code was frustrating and unengaging. And with only 0.5% of Africans fluent in English, our English-only programs simply couldn't scale. This problem wasn't only unique to us. Worldwide, most coding bootcamps require computers, yet over half of the world's population rely on smartphones as their primary and only device. More than 30% face unreliable internet. Up to 70% of beginners drop off due to frustration and lack of engagement. Text-heavy platforms also limit access to, for low literacy learners. What's the result? 4 billion people have been systematically excluded from learning how to code or to even acquire any digital skills. Efewe was designed to change all that. Hello, everyone. My name is Chidi Wogu, and I'm co-founder and chief technology officer at Efewe, a mobile-first AI-driven platform that lets anyone, anywhere learn how to code by building real websites step by step. Our AI provides real-time feedback, hints, and code diagnosis, even when the user is offline, and this is available in 189 languages. Efewe works on any smartphone, including low-end Androids created 15 years ago. Users learn through interactive gamified challenges with adaptive difficulty that makes learning to code feel like a video game rather than you sitting in a classroom. We also offer voice-based and sign language learning that makes learning to code accessible for people with living with disabilities such as dyslexia or deaf or hard of hearing persons. The core platform is free to ensure inclusivity. Users earn or purchase lives to continue learning. So that means if you submit a code that is wrong, you lose a couple of lives, and when you're out of lives, you can wait 3 hours to refill, or you can purchase it for a small token. Users can also buy certificates with QR codes that helps people to verify their skills. Schools and NGOs and bootcamps can create group accounts where they get to track students' progress and performance. And partners can embed Efewe on their own platform using our API and provide Efewe's solution white label on their own platforms. Premium users enjoy ad-free learning experience and unlimited access to Efewe 2.0, which is our cloud-based AI whenever they're online. We've trained over 10,000 users from 120 countries with over 21,000 course completions. 34% of our users return daily, spending 30 minutes on average learning every day. Our users come mainly from Nigeria, 50%, India, 25%, and other countries, including US, Kenya, Ghana. We've piloted Efewe in more than 6 schools in Nigeria and India, and we've partnered with NGOs like Teach for Nigeria, She Code Africa, ULead, Caparisha, and Sims DevPro, which has helped us to scale from 0 to 100,000 and to 10,000 users in just 5 months. Our mission is to make coding education accessible to everyone, regardless where they live or just to meet them at their current reality. Abhinav, the CEO, is a social entrepreneur with more than 7 years in digital inclusion. Precious leads partnership and project management at Efewe, and I this Chief Technology Officer. I bring over 2 decades of experience as a software entrepreneur and full stack developer. Together, we are breaking down barriers and creating engaging digital skills education for the global South. And we invite you all to join us on this mission. Thank you.
Great pitch. Great pitch. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. And, I spent 2 weeks in Malawi last summer doing AI training with local students and small businesses. And I completely agree. We have to find ways to connect people with tech-enabled solutions that may not be in ideal environments when it comes to the tech platform that they have access to, or their access to internet. And so localization, translation into local languages, all of that stuff is great. So thank you so much. Okay, now we'll do questions from our judges. Malvika, I saw you come on camera. We'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, first of all, great presentation. Thank you so much for taking the time. My question is around sort of the growth trajectory. Would love to hear a little bit about how you're monetizing right now and what you charge per student. And also, I saw in the deck that your projections for August onwards is getting to 50K students and above. And so curious sort of what the path is to go from the 10K right now to the 50K as well in the next few months.
Yeah, so at the moment, so what we did when we started a few ways, we discovered that we started with B2C model. We discovered it was so expensive and it was very slow. So we decided to go the B2B2C. So what we did is that we reached out to people that are already training these people that are that are trying to learn to code in very unideal situations. So for example, Teach for Nigeria, YouLead, every partner that we currently have, are currently training these people. But the only problem that they're experiencing is that it costs so much money for them. So we are trying to bring a solution to them that helps them to be able to train 100,000 people with little to no expenses or little to no overhead. When we're also training, we discovered that people that live with disabilities also wanted to learn to code, but we didn't have that solution. And so we introduced features such as voice to code, sign to code. So what you simply do in sign to code is that you can sign to our AI and our AI converts your sign language into code that the computer can read. And the voice to code, you can also speak to the AI and the AI converts your voice into code as well. And you can also get feedback in sign languages, or you can also get feedback in voice. So everything that we've been doing since the development of the program has been based on user feedback and what the direction, what the market leads us to. So we do not make these assumptions ourselves. Like for example, we had a conversation with She Code Africa, and they are developing and they're teaching Python to young ladies and girls in northern Nigeria. And so the next line of code language we're introducing next month is Python, and that's because of the demand. So this is what drives our decisions. In terms of revenue, we're not, like I said, we're 5 months old. We spend approximately $600 every month on just on the platform, and we're making about $1,700 per month. We've broken even, but it's not that great, right? But it just shows us that if we keep putting more effort, we can actually achieve way more. And how people generate revenue, because we're trying to work, we are focused on, or we're designed for people at the bottom of the pyramid. And so if we charge too much, we are going to exclude them again. We're going to be one of the reasons why they're excluded. And we're trying to bring, we're a 100% inclusive platform. So we're trying to reduce as much, exclusion as possible. And so you can use a fee way without paying us a single dime. That's the idea behind the platform. We do not want to segregate people or separate them from learning because they don't have the money. So, but they can, purchase lives. Just like when you play a video game, you can lose lives and then you can purchase lives, or you can wait 3 hours, for your lives to refill. The idea is that we're not going to kick you out because you don't have money to pay. Certificate of completion is free and it's optional, but it's always ideal because our certificate of completion, they come with QR codes that can be verified by anybody, anywhere, as long as they have the certificate or they have the serial number of the certificate. So we understand that we can make way more money, but if we do that, then we are going to create the same exclusion that has taken these people out of being part of the ecosystem. And so that's why we are very, very, very cautious about that as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shafika, I saw you
Yes.
came off mute. We have about a minute left, so if
Yeah,
you can
just
ask a quick
great.
question and get a quick
question
answer.
is, it sounds like you are not working in the formal school system and it's not aligned to emerging curriculum on coding for children in schools, and just wanted to ask a question about that, if there's any alignment.
No, we're currently in 6 schools in Nigeria and India. So that means, and they have incorporated a few way into their curriculum. So for example, if you go to India, Sabosh Boss Academy in Uttarakhand, India uses our platform to teach Python. So that means, we're currently in the curriculum of just 6 schools. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, judges, for those great questions, and thank you for that second pitch. Now we'll move on to our third business, GlobeDoc Academy. GlobeDoc, if you want to join us on stage by opening up your camera. Oh, and we see your presentation. Good stuff. You were ready to go. Okay, if you will give us your name, the name of the business, and then you can go right into the pitch.
Thank you very much. My name is Kirwela Kalu. I am the CEO and founder of GlobeDoc Academy. It's an edtech company that was started 3 years ago in Ethiopia. And growing up in our country, Ethiopia, which is a developing country, I studied in one of the best schools in our country. But most students and schools really rely on platforms like Khan Academy and similar platforms to make quality education accessible to students. Because of reasons that I will tell you all in the coming slides. And I watched classmates who couldn't access this kind of platforms fall behind. And I always kept asking myself, what if we build platform like Khan Academy for our own curriculum, with our own language for our students? And I started embarking on this journey 3 years ago because about 900,000 students took the grade 12 national exam. After learning 12 years in our education system, you take an exam to go to college. And from the 900,000 students, 97% of them failed, and only 30,000 of them passed to college. But this problem actually starts way before. By grade 4, about 10 million children in Ethiopia cannot read or do basic maths by grade 4, which is around age 10. And this actually ends up later on by 70% of them being unemployed or underemployed. And this is not just an education problem. It has become a national emergency for our country. So this is happening because first, the one-size-fits-all instruction in our classrooms. 80 students sit in a classroom and every child gets the same lesson at the same pace. A student who's behind gets left behind and the student who's ahead gets bored. So there's no way of personalization. The second thing is teachers are massively overstretched. About 60,000 teacher positions are still open in our education system because the government couldn't hire and enough teachers cannot apply. And the third and the biggest one is only 12% of teachers have access to any digital or interactive tools to make learning effective and engaging for their students. And these 3 gaps have made us start GlobeDoc Academy. And GlobeDoc Academy is an AI-powered learning platform that turns mobile phones into classrooms. The first one and the biggest one that we're doing is an AI-powered adaptive learning system. This system we are building uses Bayesian knowledge tracing to personalize every student's path, detecting gaps before they compound later on. And the second thing is an offline first platform so that students across the country, which are in the main cities or even small towns, would have access when even having low internet connections. And the third thing is an AI-generated content. We built an agentic AI system that is helping us create high quality, effective contents, 97% faster and even very, very cheaper. And this is how our AI works. On the left side, you can see our agentic AI system, our AI content engine. We have multiple AI systems that are working together that takes input the national curriculum and helps us create contents. The second thing is our adaptive learning engine. We use this too in combination on our platform. And our market opportunity is huge, around $32.3 billion by 2030 is estimated. And this is estimated to grow 31% a year. Africa alone has about 500 million school-age children with 7.3 billion edtech market. And we start in East Africa, Ethiopia first, then expand across the continent or generally across the global south. In terms of our traction, we started 3 years ago and we have about 250,000 YouTube subscribers, about 110,000 mobile app downloads, and about 8,300 actively monthly paying users, which we are generating around $18,000 a month. And our customer acquisition cost right now is about $2. We're not doing huge marketing. Most of our customer acquisition are being done through word of mouth. This is the reason why our customer acquisition is so low. And regarding our competitive advantage, the biggest one that we have right now is our agentic AI system that we've built, because we have generated more than 5,000 video lessons at a very cost-effective and low price, and the quality is very high. And our adaptive learning platform that we are building will actually helps us differentiate even from schools, because it will personalize the learning for students. And we have a very strong team of more than 55 professionals. I'm the one who's leading. Nahom Getu has more than 10 years of software development experience. Dr. Aderajo is our head of content creation. And Sahil, who has worked in the world's biggest edtech companies, is our business strategist. And we have raised about $260,000 up to now, and we're working to raise about $300,000 more to increase our paid users to 30,000 users and expand our language reach to 2 more local languages. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much for sharing what you are building. And now we will have 5 minutes of questions from our judges. Judges, feel free to come on camera or raise your hand, and happy to acknowledge you. Lubin, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Kiribel. Just to understand it better, can you speak a little more about the engagement, where the students use this service? Is it in school, after school? How often do they use it? Is there any evidence on outcomes? I don't know if I missed that or not, but that would be great to understand.
So we use this platform outside of classrooms right now because we haven't generated the right evidence to integrate it with schools yet. We started 3 years ago as a YouTube channel because we wanted to show the community in our country that we can use digital ways to teach our children and get better results. So we started as a YouTube channel. For the first year, it really worked and we got so many attractions. Second year, we built our platform. This third year, we integrated it.
Hey, Kiribel, I have a hard time
Yeah.
understanding you. I don't know if it's just me or others as well.
Can you hear my voice?
You're breaking up a bit here.
It's not very clear, yeah.
Okay, let me do this a little shaky. How about now? Let me try again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Hopefully we can understand you.
Give me a second. Okay. I hope you will hear me better now.
Yes, much better, yeah.
Okay. So we started 3 years ago as a YouTube channel. We wanted to showcase for the government, for schools, for partners, for students, for parents, that using digital means can really get better learning outcomes. So we started on YouTube. We converted it into our platform about 2 years ago, and this year we built our AI systems. So right now, the way students are using it is outside of classrooms or during their break time. They can go on our app or on our website and then sign up and then use it. And we're actually working with Carnegie Mellon University to generate evidence on 600 students. we have already written our research proposal to generate evidence with them. But before generating this kind of evidence, we released about 3 forms, which more than 3,000 students filled it, about 25 questions on each form. And we have received feedbacks from our students and parents telling us that they are getting remarkable change in understanding science, maths, better than they have used to when they were studying through their books. Even students in war-torn areas told us, quote unquote, I will send you the video, this platform is not just a tutorial for us, this is our school, because we don't have teachers in this war region, and we are sitting for the national exam using our platform as a study material. So we're now working with a university, credible university, to generate the right evidence to integrate it with the national system.
Thank you.
Malvika?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. I'm curious if you can talk a little bit more about the competitive landscape. I mean, I'm aware that ULESSON also plays in Africa. We're investors in the company, but curious sort of what other players you might be competing with and what the clear differentiation is between your solution and some of the others in the market as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, companies like ULESSON, Byju's, PhysicsWallah, the international players have raised a ton of money, and they're doing this at a global stage. Our competitive advantage that would really help us start small and really scale fast is AI. We started in this AI era, and we have only raised about $250,000, but we are able to create as much content almost as ULESSON, for example, and the quality is similar. And if you see my screen, we have actually broken down our national curriculum like this to a competency. We have created a competency framework, and we have identified each competencies, identified each skills, identified the right indicators for each skill so that our platform can track students and measure learning outcomes. And what we want to become first and really lead globally is our adaptive AI platform that we're building, because when we talk about adaptive learning, there are 2 components mainly. We have the knowledge model or the content model, and the learner model, the AI model. So we have broken down our national curriculum from grade 9 to grade 12. Like this Excel that you're seeing, we have broken down in detail. So we have basically finished building our content model. So we have all of this data. So the next component that will come into the picture is our adaptive learning engine or the learner model. So combining these 2 would really differentiate us from the large players who have raised millions of dollars and really be successful globally.
Thank you for that. And congratulations on being bootstrapped and getting to the scale that you have. It's pretty incredible.
Thank you very much.
Yes, congratulations to you and, of course, to all of the businesses we have pitching today. Excited to move forward with our next business, Toy8, and then we'll finish up with Uptike Education. So, Toy8, if you want to come on screen, I see you. And if you want to bring up your presentation.
Oh, I think the previous startup should turn off the share screen, otherwise I can't.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Please proceed.
Thank you. Okay, my name is Masaki, co-founder and CEO of Toy8. The reality is children with learning difficulties face the greatest challenge with one-size-fits-all education. As a result, they have been left behind or even rejected in regions with limited access to specialists. At Toy8, our technology detects learning disability and developmental delay as early as 3 years old and equip teachers with AI-generated intervention plan. By empowering mainstream teachers, we enhance school readiness and build an inclusive education ecosystem from Southeast Asia to the world. According to WHO, nearly 50 million children under 5 years old have developmental disability. A study showed that family caring such children need an extra 25 to 50% of their annual household income. Timing is crucial. The earlier learning difficulties are identified and an effective intervention activity begins, the better the chance of improving long-term outcome, because 90% of human brain neuron is completed at the age of 6. The question is how to detect it early. Developmental screening is a key to understand the current growth level of children, but screening is not available in most of ASEAN nations due to lack of resources. This is a critical issue, and an absence of screening is only one part of the problem. Let me explain further. Most countries have support system in place. However, access to those services typically begin with a medical diagnosis. After that, early intervention is provided not by doctor, but teachers and specialized care center. This is where the first structural disconnect appeared. Those who diagnose are not the ones who provide support, and those who provide support are not licensed to diagnose. Another critical structure problem is long waiting time for intervention services. In Southeast Asia, it is now uncommon for family to wait several years. This is a challenge we aim to tackle at Toy8. AI tech lead, data scientist, ex-Nintendo game director from Japan, and top developmental pediatrician researchers in the region come together to form the best team to address the social issue. How did we do that? We have developed a screening system complete by single smartphone device with top national and private university. It enables us to check 5 different domains. While children play just like a smartphone game, we use voice and video recognition to detect and process data analyzed by AI in the cloud to generate report. We have successfully launched AI-powered automated early intervention support with the data we are collecting on a daily basis. With privacy in mind, all data are encrypted, anonymized, in transit, and while stored. Our business model is to enhance mainstream teacher by providing the digital tool and training. As of today, we have gathered more than 15,000 real-world data and carry out over 100 intervention activity for children in need. Malaysia's Selangor State was among the first to adopt digital developmental screening, and Sarawak State is now working to build an inclusive community ecosystem using digital tools. The tool is patent protected and built for local scalability, ideal for use in areas with limited access to specialists. Since last October, we have been expanded into Indonesia and Singapore with leading local partners. We work with school and government, generating approximately 10,000 US dollar per 100 children. With the support from Ministry of Health in Malaysia, we conducted a clinical study. Our tool was benchmarked against the widely used Griffith scale, and the results showed high sensitivity and specificity. Last month at AI Impact Summit India, Toy8 was selected for the Indian government official AI Impact Casebook as a real-world use case of AI in education. Of course, cost-benefit analysis is crucially important for the government. Investing in early childhood reduces future social welfare costs by 50%, for example. But this isn't just about the number, it's personal. When I was a child, I was hyperactive, always causing trouble, not a cute kind, the kind that made life really hard for my mom. Yet, here I am, and I believe I'm here today is because I was accepted. Not as an ideal child, but just as I was. Every child deserves that same acceptance. What if we could build an ecosystem using digital tools where society is a part of the solution, not just parents? Let's unite to make a positive impact for our future generation together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that pitch and for sharing some of your personal experience. My grandmother who raised me used to say I was a Brandon and a half, so I guess I was hyperactive a little bit too. So let's move on with our questions from our judges. Feel free to come on camera and open up your mic if you have something.
May I?
Shafika, go ahead.
Brandon, hi. Thank you, Masaki. I thought that was fascinating. And I had 2 questions really. The one was just, we do know that some of the digital screening especially if they're AI powered, have had the propensity for algorithmic bias. And I just wondered whether you've encountered that and how you're combating that, number one. And number two is because we are also dealing with children and children's data, if you could say a little bit more about just the protection of the data and what mechanisms you've applied to safeguard their data. Thank you.
Okay, for the first question, that's we use the real world data. AI scoring is based on the recorded behavior and task responses, and everything that's is from what we collected over the 15,000 real world data. That is how that we report no bias so forth. And the second question is about the security. It's regulatory framework for the data protection are still evolving in many ASEAN countries. So our first step is always to engage directly with local authority to ensure compliance. Technically, we implement strong safeguard. All data are encrypted and anonymized in transit and at rest. Access is strictly controlled with role-based permissions. Data is protected behind firewall and store on secure servers with limited access. Operationally, every caregiver or the school signs the clear informed consent from and the data handling agreement. Yeah, I hope this answers your question.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shafika. Lubin, I'll go to you and then Malvika if we have time.
Yeah, sure. Just a clarification. Do you also have a hardware component or is it only software?
Only the software. And the software is the B2B and the B2G. So the pre-installs, the smartphone will be provided to the kindergarten.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Malvika, if you have something quickly.
I'm on mute. Sorry about that. I love the product, by the way, and I'm curious sort of on the outcomes measurement piece, where it says 96% completion rate over 6 months. What is that actually talking about? Is that talking about progress of students who went from a certain score to a different score? Is that completion rate? Like, what is that focused on?
Okay, that is a very good question. That's how we do is first of all that we do a screening beforehand in with a actual age and the mental age that we see the progress after 6 months compared with the organic the 6 months period of time. For example, the one of the speech language is advancing 8.67 months progress against the 6 months, and we see the 2.69 months of the effect is seen. That is how that we see the measurement. Thank you.
That's super helpful, and congratulations. And I would highlight that in your deck. It's always helpful to see sort of some of that quantifiable numbers and progress. But yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you again for that great pitch and for those great questions from our judges. Now we'll move on to our final pitch for today's competition, Uptake Education. So if you'd like to come on camera and bring up your presentation. Great stuff. We can see that. Excited to see your pitch. Okay, well, if you want to give us your name and the name of the business, and then you can go right into the pitch.
Okay, just a sec. Hey, imagine this, a learner who is visually impaired accessing interactive digital books with screen readers and every accessibility she can get, like other regular learners. Also picture this, a learner who is deaf, also engaging with interactive digital content with sign language animations and captions, like the rest of the regular learners. Also have this in mind. Teachers using AI-driven insights to personalize learning for learners like Kendi and the others. My name is Lillian Mutegi. I'm the founder of Uptake Education, and our mission is simple. It's to make learning easy, enjoyable, understandable for learners with disabilities through inclusive reading pedagogies and numeracy support. Also aligning with SDGs goals of leaving no one behind. About 90% of the existing digital materials, and these are curriculum support materials for basic education, they lack captions for learners who are deaf. They lack sign language interpretation. And for learners like Kendi, who is visually impaired, they lack screen reader compatibility and also audio descriptions. There's also another challenge for the parents. The available digital resources are very expensive. There is also little to no support in terms of usabilities because our parents want something that is easy for them to sign up, show the child, and then the content can be self-paced. There's also another challenge. There is no locally available content. And that's why we built Uptake Education, developing inclusive digital content with multisensory content. And the beauty of it, we co-create with inclusive experts and also the Ministry of Education through the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. That means our materials are approved for consumption in private and public schools. We also embed assistive technologies such as text-to-speech aids, interactive animation, and accessibility-focused AI interactions to enhance learning outcomes. The beauty of it is the content is learner-facing, but we've also identified a teacher-facing solution because we spent a lot of time teaching teachers about ICT literacy, how to navigate through. So through the partnership of the schools that we are in, we have developed an AI model called Mwalimu to equip teachers with accessibility edtech skills in a conversational matter, especially for the foundational numeracy and literacy level. Our target market in Kenya is 1.5 million learners with disabilities, and these are visually impaired and also deaf learners. We've been able to penetrate to about 500 plus schools with a current penetration of 20,985 learners. And as of end of last year, we penetrated the market of Cameroon as well. Our impact so far stands like the number of learners I've showcased, but what's very beautiful that we've been able to notice is the active engagement of every learner, every homeschooling parent that has enrolled on our platform. We've also captured 88% completion rate, which is a good metric to help us know that the learners are getting the learning content, the metrics are being met in terms of improvement, of course, improvement of numeracy and literacy skills, which is our key stake. And then the content is 100% for learners with disabilities. We have the metrics there for the geographical reach and also the gender. Our business model is simple. We are B2C catering for schools and also homeschooling parents, charging a subscription rate of USD 10 per grade, per user, per annum, per year. And then we have the B2G serving the government and also NGOs, where we offer a 3-year lease at 50,000 USD per grade to onboard public schools onto our platform. Our growth plan, we intend to go full on the early years, targeting the foundational literacy and numeracy, and also launch a robust AI tutoring assistant for the teacher-facing solution, explaining academic concept in simple and step-by-step formats. This is the technology that we are using. We are integrating AI more or less to support what you're already doing in a conversational format, helping teachers and both learners explain concepts and adapt explanation to different learners in simple terms and in ways that they can understand and how they learn. These are the credentials of myself. I'm trained in content development and curriculum development. We have a team that supports me. We have multimedia teams. We have monitoring and evaluation team that we work with to test impact. We have strategic team, and very key in our team is the accessibility and inclusive education specialists who ensure that our content aligns with the needs of the learners we are catering to.
Okay, that's the time we have for the pitch. Thank you. Now we'll
Okay.
move on to our questions from our judges. Shafika, I see you
Brandon, yes,
are on camera. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Lillian. This is excellent. Thank you, as someone who's worked with KICD and also in the literacy and numeracy space in Kenya. I'm very encouraged by what you've presented. I am aware that the learning challenge for literacy and numeracy at the level that you're pitching is quite complex. And so I just wondered if you could say a little bit more about the actual learner engagement with the materials. What's great about it is that you supplement that and complement it with teacher support. So you're also working with teachers. And then what I also wanted to know is whether you have or thinking about an independent evaluation of your product, just in terms of just added credibility of the findings that you've projected. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for that. It's good you've noted. Yeah, it's a supplementary curriculum material. It supports the print materials. So it works. Sorry about that. It works hand in hand, and it is used in the classroom setting and also for homeschooling parents. We've got the license, and especially since it's for early years, we work hand in hand with the county governments. There are about 47 county governments. We are in 15 county governments as we speak, and the model that we are using is scalable and replicable to other counties. Maybe the only challenge we are having to adopt to other counties is the issue of electricity and also device penetration to the rural schools. But we are working with partners who provide devices and solar devices as well for that. About the M&E consultant, yes, that actually came about last year from one of our partners that we work with for an independent impact assessment. And we actually interviewed one. We are in the process of onboarding.
Thank you, and well done.
Thank you.
Okay, Lubin, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Lillian, for the presentation. I saw that you're mainly targeting Kenya today. Are you planning at some point to also target other markets, or for the time being, that's your only focus?
Actually, at one point I noted we got into Cameroon market last year.
Yes.
Yeah, the only challenge was, as you've heard, the content has to be locally relevant. I remember at one point I had put a kiwi as part of illustration in one of the science materials, and the teacher told me, children have never seen kiwi. Use mangoes, bananas, things that are relevant to them. And that's the challenge with a lot of content from, quote unquote, outside of the Western world. These concepts are not normal, or rather they are not relevant to the children. So that's why it had to take time. We understand the Kenyan market so that now when we are scaling to other markets, we know what to look out for, if it makes sense. And yeah, we're happy Cameroon for a start.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Malvika, anything from you very quickly?
No, I'm good. Thank you for checking in.
Okay, Great, great. Well, thank you again to all of our businesses for pitching in today's Innovation Factory pitch competition. Now our judges have a tough decision to make. We'll give our judges a few minutes to go to their room and deliberate. They'll come back to us with a decision in just a couple of minutes. While the judges are doing that, I'm looking forward to having a short conversation with our business owners who have pitched today. So, entrepreneurs, if you will all come on camera, I'll engage you with a few questions while we wait on our judges to finish up. Um, the first question that I have, and this is something that anyone can chime in on broadly, there's a conversation about artificial intelligence and education. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. There's a conversation about artificial intelligence and jobs, of course. Maybe it's a positive thing. Maybe some jobs will be lost. What do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to understanding how AI can and will impact things like education and jobs? And that's for anyone who'd like to begin. Yeah, go ahead, Kirbel.
Thank you very much. I feel like we are thinking about AI with the mentality that we have for the past 20, 30 years in terms of technology. And I think we should plan that everything is going to be reimagined, our economy, our education system, the way everything operates. So we have to let go of how we think in the previous times and start reimagining new way of doing things.
Yeah, that makes sense. We certainly have to update our expectations based on the environment in which we find ourselves today and, of course, where we think we might be going in the future. Anyone else want to chime in on that? Yeah, Masaki.
Yeah, it sounds like to selling my products though. AI for the typical children is pretty much to enhance for the self-learner. So teachers' hand will not. I don't say that the less to the self-learner, but in fact that the most of the children, like children with a disability or the learning difficulties, those were not fit in the one-size-fits-all education, and now we can spend time for those people because the lesson plan or the specialized category is the quite tough area to get the proper resources. But AI will help those and the enhanced teacher to attend for the children who need.
Got it. Got it. It makes a lot of sense. Well, the next question, and Minji, maybe I'll start with you here. It's one thing to build a platform. It's another thing to build something that teachers are using. I guess what strategies have you taken to engage with teachers who are helping students use the AI powered tools in addition to building your platform?
Oh, so actually, that's a very hard question because even for us, we are always struggling for the motivation part. So when it comes to the motivation for students, we engage teachers to do that in the real classroom because if we just give the tools to the students and just try it by yourself, then students will not do that actually because um, you know that everyone doesn't really love to study. So we feel like AI cannot replace teachers, but AI should be
Mm-hmm.
used to like encourage teachers and empower teachers. So there should be still teachers in the classroom, and I think they should motivate the students and engage students to use those AI tools because now they have to learn how to use AI.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Lillian, I saw you came off mute. Do you have anything to add there?
Not actually on this particular one, because I think she said it well. AI can't replace teachers. Like
Yep.
it can only support and
Mm-hmm.
it's at scale. But for me, maybe I'll go to the previous question a little bit.
Sure.
Is especially for the marginalized, these could be refugees, children with disabilities. Like we are still trying to play catch up at e-learning, just basic e-learning. And now there's introduction of AI and how AI can support them. So we are kind of trying to, run and move all over the place. And especially now also as a third world country in areas that are extremely marginalized with no electricity and things like that. As much as there's offline first, but then you need that sort of point of contact for the online to download and do all these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's still that. And I love that it's ITU, so they should know that some places lack connectivity for one reason or another. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Chidi, I know you and Afiwe are directly addressing that issue when it comes to accessibility and making sure that the technology solution meets people where they are. Would you like to expound upon your approach to accessibility for a fee way for the learning platform that you're providing, and also maybe talk about some gaps that may be there, and maybe that's a place where an organization like an ITU can come in and provide some additional resources.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to approach approach that question. So I feel we're still learning, and I keep saying that because when we
Yep.
first started, we believed that adaptive learning meant when people are struggling, you try to reduce the difficulty and just meet them where they are. But then we realized that adaptive learning also means when people are getting things very, very, people are actually excelling at something, it can become boring. And so we discovered we were always trying to wonder if people are struggling, they might drop off due to the being overwhelmed. But then we saw people drop off because they felt it was too easy. And so we realized that adaptive learning also means that you can turn the heat up when it seems like people are actually getting things right. So and everything we do at Afiwe is because we understand that the realities of the global south is quite different from the realities of more advanced countries. So a lot of people in Africa can't, and it's crazy, but they can't really speak English, and not even because they're uneducated. We have French-speaking countries, right, that surrounds Nigeria, and these are brilliant people, but they can't speak English. And so when you create a program that just focuses on English, you're excluding them automatically, right, without even noticing. And internet is one crazy amount of thing. AI has existed for a long period of time, but very few people have participated in it because of lack of internet, and that's why we built an offline AI on a few way, and we also built an online version of the platform. So what happens is that when you're online, you use the FUA 2.0, which is the cloud-based model. But when you lose your internet, you switch to FUA 1.0 when you're offline. So you would never notice that you lose, that you've lost your internet. You can literally commute from Lagos to Abuja and go through a remote village without even noticing that you lost internet. And that's the kind of things we're trying to do. If AI is designed for people that have all the resources, then we are not creating, call it a parity, or we're not creating inclusion. We need to understand that when we are building AI or when we are using AI for the good of people, we should think about people at the bottom of the pyramid, people that have no infrastructure whatsoever. At Afiwe, we are trying our best to achieve this. We notice some gaps. For example, we go to places and then we discover they don't even have a smartphone to begin with. That, and then we went to places, we discovered they have very poor internet. Not poor internet. They have bad electricity. So that means they get electricity once a day or even once a week. And so we introduced something called the battery saver mode on Afiwe. When you are in a place where you have very poor electricity, you can turn on the battery saver mode so that you can use Afiwe for up to 5 days, even without having to charge your phone. So I feel like AI, we have a lot to do, in terms of our responsibility, to make AI to be able to reach to the people that needs it the most.
Yeah. ITU does have its Partner to Connect campaign, which has for years been focused on ensuring that everyone across the world has, access to high-speed internet. But of course, we know that takes time. It takes time to build the infrastructure. It takes time to get the adoption. And then once you have it, it takes time to get the consistency, the persistence of the internet to actually be usable and workable for, some of our AI platforms today. So certainly something to continue to think about. I love what you're saying, though, making sure that people are in a position to reach their full potential, whether they have internet or not, whether they have a smartphone or not, whether they have a computer or not. I think that's incredibly important. And Masaki actually related to the work that you're doing because you are making sure that people are in a position to reach their full potential, no matter where they are from a personality or learning perspective. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how your platform is helping people really reach their full potential using the AI powered tool that you've created?
Okay. Actually, this business, when I started that, I got two daughters, and my do I don't have any advice to my daughters that what could be your better future, because when I was a child, it was pretty much clear that they go to get a good score and they go to good university, get a good job, and what the definition of the good job is
Yeah.
now it's completely, it's I can't predict for the future. So better not to change, or better not to cue the strengths or the characteristic of the children when they are small. Instead, that we would try to find what is their characteristic and what is their strengths, and let them give just to give them to focus on their strengths. That is the bottom line of the business. So find, I mean, at the early age, learning disability or the learning delay is nothing. All we need to do is try to find in early. But if we don't have especially we can't find early, and we can't detect, and we can't provide any intervention. So it have to be democratized. That is why we just the smartphone, even for the offline, that we can do a developmental screen to identify. That is what we are doing.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's incredible. It makes a lot of sense. And of course, all of us want our children to inherit a world and inherit a place that's better than what we had, especially if there's similar challenges that we may be facing. And so, yeah, what you've been able to create, I think, is great. And as you are thinking about continuing to build your platform and reach students, reach children that need it, are there any gaps in places where an organization like an ITU might be helpful?
Uh, and the first one is obviously the infrastructure that, for example, now we are dealing with the Indonesia, the southern of the islands where internet connection is not there.
Hmm.
And also, if there is an internet connection is there, then the literacy for the technology or the device is not there, unfortunately. So probably the first thing is really about the infrastructure. So I think one of the guides that they mentioned that there is the marginalized gap between the developing country and the developed country, but these infrastructure should be provided. I mean, if your organization could do it, that would be really fantastic and accelerate our business as well.
Got it. Got it. And Lillian, Kirbel, Minji, as you all are thinking about ways that an organization like the ITU might be supportive as you're continuing to build your platforms, is that infrastructure the first thing that comes to mind, or are there any other pieces that might be helpful as you're continuing to grow and scale?
Yes, I think infrastructure is what comes to my mind too. The telecom infrastructure is very important, but another big divide is also the digital device access. We have been, I mean, the solutions that most edtechs are building are not solutions for only today, but mostly are for tomorrow. For example, 3 to 5 years ahead. When you plan this kind of time ahead, you see that what we're building would really compound because the infrastructure that's being built, the device access that's growing, would be much more accessible in the coming years. But infrastructure is the main thing that we should all focus and contribute on.
Got you. Got you. That sounds right. Okay, Lillian or Minji, anything else from you? If not, Lillian, I know that your curriculum is aligned with Kenya's competency-based education framework. Curious to know, as an EdTech founder, how did you go about aligning your product, your solution with that framework that's there that I'm sure is helpful from an implementation standpoint, but is an added step in an already, multi-stage process of being able to build a company?
Okay, I think it helps that I have a background in the development of the curriculum from a government perspective. So now coming on board as an entrepreneur was just plugging in on the gaps and leveraging on already existing government systems. Yeah. And the
Yeah, well,
gaps, especially for learners with disabilities. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. And as you are continuing to grow the company, do you imagine having to spend a significant amount of time with that, I guess, regulatory process of aligning with or continuing to stay aligned? Or do you, imagine that that's kind of something that was at the beginning and that it'll continue to pay dividends throughout the process as you continue to build?
Thank you. Actually, it's a yes and a no. Actually, it's a yes, yes. Maybe let me explain. Yes, in the sense that we are aligning to the basic education, so K-12, and the entire process, especially since we started with learners from PP1, so we have to see them through grade 12. Again, because there are not so many players there, so we kind of enjoying that, for lack of a better word, that space by ourselves. But I get what you mean because of the bureaucracy also of government systems. So we also developing other curriculums and materials that are not necessarily aligned to basic education that would require, the approval process and whatnot. And obviously
Understood.
that's, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but both will just go simultaneously. Yeah.
I got you. I got you. Well, thank you again to all of you for joining us today and for your pitches. And of course, thanks for engaging in this conversation. Our judges are back with their big decision. I will turn it over to Malvika, who will be making our announcement. I hope everyone is excited because the winner of our pitch competition today, again, will get a trip out to Geneva, Switzerland to pitch in the grand finale for the AI for Good Innovation Factory pitch competition for this year. So, Malvika, I will turn it over to you to make our announcement, and then we'll all have an opportunity to celebrate.
Amazing. For some reason, my video will not turn on, which is very disappointing because I would love for my video to be on for this portion. But either way, I think we had a robust conversation. I think, first of all, I just want to say congratulations to all of you. I think it was...
Oh, Malvika, you were on mute again.
Oh, is this better now?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, great. The solution that stood out to all three of us, though, across sort of innovation criteria, team, efficacy data, as well as solution to market, was Toy 8. So congratulations, Toy 8. We really enjoyed listening to your presentation, and you stood out as a winner for all three of us.
Wow, well, congratulations to Toye Masaki. Congratulations on what you've built. Any quick words to share as the winner of today's competition?
Yeah, thank you so much. It is actually the 1 a.m., so that I'm gonna crush to the bed. But yeah, it is so exciting. I'm really happy, and thank you so much, Jazz. Thank you so much for the host, and I'm really looking forward to meeting up the people who make an impact for the society in general. Thank you.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Well, thank you again to all of the businesses, the 5 businesses that pitched today. All of you are doing incredible work using artificial intelligence to drive positive impact with job skills, with upskilling, with education. We know that your businesses are having an impact today and will continue. And please keep us posted on how we can support you. As was mentioned, Toye is our winner, and Masaki will get to pitch in the grand finale at the AI for Good Summit this summer in Geneva, Switzerland. We hope that those of you watching in the audience will join us in Geneva for the event, along with the global finals for the Innovation Factory. There'll also be, of course, lots and lots of great content around artificial intelligence and the UN's new convening on AI, which will precede the AI for Good Global Summit. So sign up today if you haven't already. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Brandon Andrews. And if you have a business and are interested in participating in Innovation Factory, you can visit the AI for Good website to sign up for the next pitch event. We'll hopefully see all of you in Geneva over the summer. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for participating in today's AI for Good session. We hope you've learnt something new, innovative, and engaging in today's event. We now encourage you to continue the conversation on the live video wall in the neural network. Here you can ask questions, like and comment, share links, complete the poll, connect with interesting profiles, or speak one-on-one using the chat and video function. We invite you to explore the lobby, try the smart matching quiz, visit the virtual exhibits, poster boards, the e-shop, and build your personalized AI for Good program. Let's shape the future of AI for Good.